like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. I can tell now. Through the fire and flames, I rose above.
Okay, so this is Facebook, it is Instagram. Just click it. Yeah, perfect. Okay, welcome. Y'all share the live.
Used to be afraid of the space I would take, I would dim my light, cause I shine so bright, but I took some time and
Come on in.
free to live my life. Okay.
So we got the chat right here too, maybe. Are we coming in clear? Is everything clear? We got a good message for y'all today. I see your comments. Appreciate you women being loyal to him all the way to the end. Y'all some real ones. Thank you for recognizing the real. Got to be loyal to God. You know? But keep coming in. Share the live. Welcome everybody, welcome. We're about to get right into it. We're doing good. We just wanted to keep spreading awareness about what's going on as far as the case. Why it's happening, what's happening, and what we can do from this point forward. Thanks. So y'all share the live. 3 is free.
Spread your wings. The sky's waiting. Spread your wings. The sky's waiting.
Okay. You good? Everything good? All right. Let's just go right into the topic today. Okay. Let's go right into the topic. A lot today, there's a lot of people online teaching about spirituality. And a lot of people, you see a lot of people talking about shadow work. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about shadow work. Yes. Because that's exactly what you've seen carbonation doing.
Yes, absolutely.
Before carbonation, the people who came into Eligio Bishop's life, when you embark on that journey of living in absolute truth and walking with God, it's automatically a process of shadow work that you're going to be going through. Because when you come out of this society, you leave the distractions of relationships, of family, of your school, of your job, the entertainment, the fast, busy world, driving in a car, all these different experiences that people are going through, and you let all of that go all natural, leave the hair and makeup, and you just go right into your natural state, clean state. The demons start coming up.
Facts.
What your mama didn't work on, those habits in your DNA that was passed on to you genetically, automatically is passed on to you genetically if your parents didn't work on certain things. And so all of that stuff comes up. If anybody ever been on any type of fast before, or you start to eat just fruits and vegetables and you start to eat clean, what happens? You might start breaking out. You might start you might even feel sick sometimes. And it's not because of what you're eating, because what you're eating is good for you. But it's because all of the junk start coming up. The toxins start coming up. All the dirt and muck just start coming up that you got to deal with.
Yep, they do.
It start coming up.
You've been seeing on my journey, on my spiritual journey, what I went through, how I had eczema just crazy all over my skin, blemishes. In the spiritual journey, when you're literally being exposed to truth all day, every day, it really changes your genetic molecular blueprint. And by you applying the knowledge is healing you. Yet before you can be completely healed, like Efru said, you have to detox all of those demons. And so when y'all saw my skin just looking crazy, I looked like I was on Vampire in Brooklyn.
Y'all, why is Malia sitting back there in the background not saying one word? I think she back on punishment because she left. Look at her. She not saying one word.
Because of how crazy my skin was looking. And that's because of all of the generational curses that I was facing, hiding, trying to understand at the same time, was all coming out. So the spiritual journey isn't something that's just all peaches and cream, smiling and peace and crystals and beads and meditation. It's really deep spiritual, psychological healing that takes time to restructure. Because of this system, we have been so manipulated into a lie, so I just want to make sure y'all understand that shadow work is really something that we have to understand, and that's what a spiritual teacher does. And Eligio is a divine being. He is God that came back into human form to help us.
Yes, that's where you see. Oh, okay.
Okay.
And we just want to acknowledge the people in the chat, because who we got in here? Calypso, Coast, we see you. Peace, everybody. Nichelle,
Peace.
Covington, we see you. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad that you're here,
Welcome.
because
Peace.
we have a very important message today.
Yes, I'm glad that you all are here. I see people in the comments on Instagram.
Oh, you got the feed right there.
It's a little lag. I'm gonna go
I remember him
here.
saying, time to keep the knowledge. Just keep the knowledge. Exactly. You have to keep the knowledge, because that's the only thing that's going to ground you when your shadows get triggered. When we call them demons. It's all in your birth chart.
Yep.
Your demons are your quincunxes, squares, and oppositions. These are demons in your chart that show you your generational curses and what you're going to be going through.
Peace, Miss Lovely Johnson. Peace. Welcome here. I'm glad that you're here joining this live, taking the time out your day to hear this truth and this message that we're about to speak.
Then we have IG right here. Free Eligio.
3 is free. 3 is free. 3 is free.
Pyramid.
It's free.
Noble, how is Eligio doing? He is staying strong. Even though he may not have water in his sink, even though the lights may go out and he don't have lights for his room, even though the food is messing up because the people that work commissary isn't able to get the food to the inmates on time. And so even though all of these oppositions might come, it might be flooded in his room, people might be on the internet doing him dirty, he still keeps his mind sharp and strong, because he is God. I've seen through this whole process how amazing and marvelous this being is. He truly always keeps the knowledge, because no matter how horrible his conditions, he's in the pits of hell right now. I want you to know that he's on 24-hour lockdown, has not went outside in 5 months.
For no fresh air, no sunlight. This not normal. That's not natural for a human being. They're supposed to have rec. they don't even get wrecked. They're supposed to. It is a human right, especially when you are in isolation, in the solitary confinement, for you to get fresh air.
That's not right. So they close his flap. They don't allow him to get outside. Even when he goes to wreck, probably one time he's been, it's a cage outside of the cell, the 24-hour hold that he was just in a cage. So it's no outside, it's no air, it's no anything that's to make you feel like, okay, my mind, I can sanity.
There's no running water. No running water. They don't come and do laundry and change sheets how they're supposed to.
No.
It's just crazy. The power be going out sometimes. He has to figure out a way to make light in his room. No clean clothes, no clean sheets. They have to go and ask these people like, yo, come on, what's going on with the laundry?
No laundry.
You're supposed
services.
to make sure that they have at least clean sheets
and clean clothes.
You know,
he still smiles, and he has the same spirit.
He's trying to keep his sanity in there.
Queen Malia, Lucia, Isis finally breaks her silence and says something. It took her this long to figure out what she was going to say, y'all.
While, we fight out here for him, and while he go through these trials and tribulations that, it is very honorable of him. He's going through it with his people. He's fighting his battle with his people.
For sure he is.
He's not, giving up this battle. It's just the conditions in the jail is horrible.
And no showers.
And no showers.
You have to have one
no running water. Those toilets are messed up. Sometimes the water is brown that comes out. The mold.
It's just
they're not
sustainable.
They're not getting fed sometimes. Like, these conditions are horrible. You can look it up online for yourselves. What
a lot of
these people go through. The human rights are
violated.
They're being violated. They are. And for our King, for our God, he's going through this honorably.
Yes, he is.
And he is doing this for his people, for our people. He's standing on the honorable cause, because we have to spread this message. We have to spread the truth. And we
are spreading it.
We're not giving up.
Nope.
We're not backing down.
Okay.
And
you can't stop us. You can't stop the rise of the Christ.
He's definitely going through. He's not affected by it. Like, he's like totally like, okay, y'all put me in here. Y'all gonna get me out. And y'all gonna fight for me. And these things been the cause, it just his people, him going through it honorably, but the shadow work.
That's it all comes back to the shadow work. It all comes back to the shadow work, because this literal situation is happening because of shadow work.
Yes.
If Eligio Bishop was only with Velvet, she would have not went on that stand. She would have been fighting for him how she was fighting for him when he was going through the same thing in Nicaragua.
Yes.
If Eligio Bishop was only with Velvet, she would have not went on that stand. She would have been fighting for him how she was fighting for him when he was going through the same thing in Nicaragua.
Okay, so now it's Velvet's fault that Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. Chief, life in prison plus 10 years without the possibility of parole, did not understand the meaning of the word no.
A political prisoner, falsely detained. He wasn't supposed to be detained. Velvet was sitting on these cameras doing interviews, fighting and proving his innocence.
Yep.
If Eligio was not polygamous, and was only with Natiri, she would have not did what she did.
Oh no. Made her queen. She would have been good.
Yes, we have the transcripts. We have all the transcripts. We made the malicious prosecution. We even made a transcript rebuttal from one of the hearings to show that
Right.
what they said
we put together
went against
the evidence ourselves to prove to you all of the details and the evidence, and got all the facts put together.
Yes, and you know what's
Absolutely.
crazy? After he was falsely convicted, 10 months later, this happened in March. We're all the way in January in a new year. Those transcripts still aren't finished. The transcripts from trial aren't finished. They aren't finished.
That's not good. If you was going, you know how it is when during trials, they're typing up the transcripts while the trial is going at hand. So it should not be 10 months long, right? It shouldn't be 10 months long for the transcripts to be revealed to everybody. I know I seen somebody in the chat that says that is slavery at its finest. Yes, it's not changed. And it's crazy because they say chain gang, yet in reality, they're just holding energy within a room all day long. And he should not even be in prison right now because he is a sovereign citizen of the Mahipari Nation, an indigenous tribal leader. We have documents that prove that he is a sovereign leader, a chief of the land. And he is protected by the land of Puerto Rico. And this nation and treaty is of the indigenous. It's protected under the U.S. Constitution. I'm not sure if y'all are aware of it or even know about even the Live Life claim to prove that we are human beings, living, breathing beings with blood flowing through our veins. There is natural law and then there is a man's law. And so we know him, and we know that we all know he would not rape no woman.
We was there. First of all, we was all there that night. We seen the whole thing. What happened? We was all there.
Eligio didn't rape nobody. Woman. You don't have to rape. You didn't have to rape nobody.
Do you see how many women are just throwing themselves in? Like, he don't. Come on now. He had so many wives.
All those women that came to the house. Y'all have seen how many women came over the house and over the years, from the house in Atlanta to flying over to Puerto Rico to flying over to Panama. They was going over there on their own free will to come and join him on his spiritual journey that he decided to watch, to display to everybody that was watching him online. We paid thousands of dollars for the Live Life claim.
Yep.
We paid thousands of dollars for us to even get in contact with people that can connect him to his tribal roots.
Yeah.
Because his parents are from the Caribbean.
And it's unfortunate but true. Y'all may have paid thousands of dollars for those papers that y'all got and his little rubber ID that y'all got from those people. But guess what? Y'all got scammed, bamboozled, and fooled, because that paperwork is not going to help Nature Boy get out of this situation. And as far as him being indigenous to Puerto Rico, ladies, Puerto Rico is a part of the United States of America. FYI.
Land.
So he is a political prisoner, and y'all need to understand that, and we need to make this go viral, because hold on, if they can just do that to one, they can do that to all of us, and we are all really people of the land. We are all indigenous people, living, breathing people. We're not cattle. We're not slave. And he is God. So the Christ came back in human form, and this is what his own people do to him. I know you guys see the relation between Eligio and Jesus' original name, which is Yahshua, and how the correlation of this journey of the prophet goes. I believe he is God because of the facts that he speaks breaks this whole reality of lies. It says that I did not come to bring peace, but I came to bring a sword. And that sword is a word, because the system that is governing all of humanity right now is based on lies, intricate little details of truths, but it's a fabric of reality that shows us that we are not living in tune with God in itself. So I believe he is God because once I heard his voice and his word, it awakened me, it enlightened my mind to the lies of the system, and gave me an explanation for it. Why? And then a movement outside of the darkness and the trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know,
We believe that Eligio Bishop is God.
yes,
Pyramid.
Facts.
it's simple.
Pyramid.
He is the Christ.
Exactly.
He is God returned. Everyone praying and going to church. God is here. His name is Eligio the Christ. He is a black man.
Chosen overseer.
Yes.
The
Eligio
chosen
is
archbishop.
God.
He's
Yes.
God. Literally.
Yes.
God is here.
Yes.
I want y'all to really understand that your prayers have been answered and God is here. He is walking the earth and you will be able to live amongst God as his people.
Yes.
Black African American people, we are the chosen people.
Yes.
Maybe y'all don't understand why or that we really believe that Eligio is God.
Well, you don't have to. No, they don't have to. It's happening.
It is happening.
It's happening.
It is happening. It's going to happen whether you're on the understanding, if you are Eligio or you not.
Mm-hmm.
But all roads must lead to the source.
Yes.
Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess to the one true living God.
Yes.
Yes.
So we need y'all to understand what we believe. We believe that Eligio is God, the Christ, the Messiah. Everyone's praying to him. He is the dreamer. If you're not woke if you don't know that life is a dream.
Right.
You're in your mind. You walk around in your mind. You go to sleep at night and you pop up in another dream with a body, with awareness, with consciousness. How did you get to that dream?
Exactly, Melanin Miracle. Eligio is the Messiah.
He's the
333.
avatar of this dream.
Elio's coming back 2025.
Absolutely. This year.
Yes.
Somebody said all is mental. Yep.
Facts.
Mhm.
What proof
We
did
already-
they present to
Yes.
convict him?
I wanted to
No.
ask, so Jahir, real quick, you said write a habeas corpus.
Mhm.
We have filed a habeas corpus twice, and they have not addressed those habeas corpus. And this is the reason why these transcripts are being held by the DeKalb County courts, because of the fact that we already beat this case. We already proved that Eligio is innocent. We already proved that he is a sovereign citizen, and you cannot try a sovereign citizen in y'all little petty courts. And that he is a real living being. That name that you have is not his name. So we already filed those.
Yep.
And they used the other question. Amanda said, what proof did they present to convict him? Nothing.
Literally none.
Not a
The
damn
only
thing.
proof that they used was word of
He
mouth
should.
from people who couldn't handle their own demons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who literally
some
lied.
were even in the house so it was just he say, and just
Yeah, there was
people
no
bringing
proof.
up.
I don't know about y'all, but I could tell that Tanisha, aka Malia, is running out of steam. She's completely out of steam. She doesn't even seem like she wants to be sitting there right now.
Their issues that had nothing to do with facts and case.
Yeah, there's literally no proof
No
because
proof.
he didn't do it.
He didn't
Simply
do
put,
it.
he didn't do it.
We was
So
there. I want y'all to really understand that there is 4 females that were there that night.
How do you prove something that never happened?
We seen the whole interaction in the room right next door.
That's crazy.
No rape happened. No false imprisonment happened. We called that girl Uber.
Yep.
She walked outside with her bags, decided to bring her butt back inside.
Actually,
to say,
before she walked outside to her Uber, she was so adamant to go upstairs to Eligio. She was trying to go upstairs, and we was like, no, you need to go.
mm-hmm.
Simply put.
Yep. No,
She
proof.
never even said. She never said that he raped her. She never
Never.
said that. She said that it felt fake because it wasn't the same love making that Alihio gives Queen Malia. She said that we made love. She said that I gave it to him. She never even said that he did.
Because I
it.
still care.
We have
Care and
clear.
love.
Yes, and it's all there on
Wasn't
our
great.
pages. You can go to any one of our Instagram pages and see the pinned videos that clearly show his innocence. Yet none of that was able to be played at trial. We have all the proof, literally, and they erased his YouTube because that malicious prosecution had like 13K,
That was
13K videos, and it was still going up. Those videos were going up. People were watching those videos. We had a lot of followers on that Nature Boy TV YouTube page, but they took it down. Every time in our previous YouTube that we made, we put all the evidence on that too. That one got taken down. And so it's like they are trying to cover up the truth. So when you ask what proof did they have, they didn't have any.
We were the ones that actually had the proof. And there's 4 main things that shows that when we get an appeal or however this works out, there's 4 things that show that this whole case was corrupt. Number 1, Judge Stacey Hydrix had COVID.
Mind you, when she had COVID, the CDC guidelines required you to quarantine for 5 days. She kept saying, "Oh, they're about to change it." No, ma'am. They
And
haven't
that you're
changed
gonna
it
have
yet.
to get used to this.
They haven't changed it yet.
No.
So she put everybody at risk in that room of COVID. The second one is the over sentencing. There was no concrete proof, no medical kit, no grape kit, no scientific factual proof that he did that. No one was hurt. Nobody was hurt at all. Yet he was sentenced to life in prison plus 10 years without the possibility of parole. The over sentencing in itself is a grounds for an appeal. Straight up. Straight up. Who gets life plus 10 years for
That's
rape?
too long.
That's not even what people who actually commit that crime get. That's not the type of sentence that they get.
And even adding to that, the fact that the prosecutors were going to throw out the rape charge,
They offered to
drop it.
and the false imprisonment charge. They actually
So
offered
you
to
knew
both.
not to take that even to trial because of the faultiness of the trial itself, the case itself.
Absolutely.
So that makes no sense. And then to add to that, they didn't allow us to play any of our evidence because we the ones that had the discovery from the prosecutor's side and made the whole malicious prosecution video from that discovery.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Chief Life in Prison plus 10 years without the possibility of parole, has been incarcerated for going on 3 years. And they still mad that the courts would not allow them to use their clipped up, chopped and screwed video, the malicious prosecution, as evidence. Ladies, that's not evidence. It's so crazy because they all running around here like they don't have the good sense God gave a goat.
So we utilized their evidence actually for our benefit to show that Eligio is innocent.
Did we provide documentation of Uber? Yes, there were text messages, her texting her friend. She was texting her friend, Uber, and then she was like, "Girl, I'm about to stay pretty much. They done made love, girl. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." She texted her, "I'm sorry," after they made love. You remember having COVID? Exactly. COVID was a real thing.
Yep.
People that grape kids get under 15 years.
Yep. And we've
What?
seen Stacey Hydrix's public bonds
life.
that she's given people, and she's given people like that bonds. And they probably even had evidence and witnesses that were actually official and credible. Yet for us, the actual witnesses that were there that night were not able to speak a word. And so we can't even get people to play the detective's interview where she clearly says that we made love. I still had feelings for him, so I let him have it.
That's the third thing. They withheld evidence. They hid evidence and wouldn't let us play our evidence. They wouldn't even let me talk. They wouldn't let me talk. They kept saying, objection, this is hearsay. All of them people who are on the prosecutor side coming up here and talking about what they happened and their whatever is hearsay. But, and you know, it was just bias. It was bias. They withheld evidence. It was just crazy. They didn't play, they played Eligio's interview with the detectives, but they didn't play her interview with the detectives because that interview in itself frees him.
Automatically.
Frees him because in that interview she said three times, she said, and then we made love. Then she said, I gave it to him because I still cared about him and I allowed him. She even said it to the detectives. To the detectives. Didn't play the interview at all. And the fourth thing is that it's been 10 months later and we can't even start the appeal process. We can't even start the process because we don't have the transcripts. I remember as soon in March when the sentencing happened, we were calling around lawyers and they was like, yeah, it usually takes a couple of weeks. Maybe it'll take a month. It's been 10 months and them transcripts still not out. That was a public crucifixion. A public crucifixion. A crucifixion is pretty much when you defame someone's character publicly to discredit them. It's crazy.
So we really, since we all know this case was really corrupt and malicious, we need y'all to understand that this is a call upon your soul to do the righteous thing.
It's easy to get him out. It's so easy.
We need to come together.
That's all we have to do to get him out
If
is to come
this would have
together.
happened in the 70s or 60s or even the 80s, would you have seen the mass movement? People would have came together. But they brought so many of our differences to bring us against each other that we have no need to come together for a divine purpose to realize that, hold on, he is God and we got to get him out of here. This is the Christ. This is the Messiah. This is God. We have to get him out.
Yes.
So we can live a better life. So we can go into heaven. And so earth can heaven can come on earth.
Yes.
So we got to get y'all to understand that he's God so that y'all can really wrap your minds around what's going on so that you can come together with us, join forces with us so that we can bring a movement to really exonerate the Christ.
Yes.
We can get him out.
And y'all are saying we need a lawyer.
We're going to be dropping science to show y'all how he's God. We're going to show you with actual facts how he is actually God. How this Jesus, this European Jesus that they have today in these churches is a placeholder for the actual return of the Christ. And that is Eligio Bishop. He is coming and he's going to be revealed and he is going to take his place as the true image of God. True God. If you believe he's God, press 3 right now before we even get into the science.
Press 3 right
Who's
now.
felt the Holy Spirit just watching his videos? Who's felt his energy without him even saying anything?
Come on now.
Who genetically can even tell by his facial features that he is the return of the Christ?
I see
Because
you.
you can tell by his facial features who he is and his energy and just his aura and who he is tells you automatically. Let's see who knows he's God. Let's see. 333. Calypso 333. Coast 333. 963 333.
And just a quick FYI for y'all, the 963 that Afaru, aka Kayla Buckner, is referring to is the one and only Mama Nine. Yes, Mama Nine is back in with carbonation, aka imagination. I'm really not surprised though.
Lucy 3. You feel it in your heart. But we're going to drop the science. We're going to drop the science on how he's God. He changed my life completely, to be honest. I felt his energy. I feel it in my heart.
I see y'all threes. I see them. Melanin, Aja, Queen Sky,
We see you.
Wind. And we didn't even dropped the sciences yet.
This picture itself shows it. 333. Exactly.
Yes, yes, I feel this in my heart. Yes, I'm glad that you do.
Look at him. Look at him.
Look at this face. Y'all can't tell me that's not the face of God.
Come on. His
That's the
energy
Christ.
alone.
I know y'all dreamed of him and had visions of his face.
The true image.
That invisible God has a face. It looks like this.
In Revelations 21, it says God will dwell with his people.
Yes. So that image that you've seen, I know you've seen it before. Y'all might say, oh, it looks familiar to me. I've seen that face before. Yes, because you've dreamed of him. He is in your subconscious. You've had lifetimes when you've seen his face and he's spoken to you. Because they say all roads lead to the source for a reason. So this face is nothing that's foreign. It's the face of God. It's the face of the Christ, the Messiah, the real, living, true, breathing God. Why would they say true, living God? Why would they say invisible, the face of the invisible God? And yes, he is melanated. The black man is God.
Elihu is God.
The day is coming when you will know.
Absolutely. It's
The
coming.
day is coming when you will know that God is here.
I know you feel it.
The rise of the Christ. Hold him close to your heart.
Make an altar.
Yes. Print out a picture of him.
Pay
There's plenty of
homage.
them.
Tell him your prayers.
And pray to him. Sing to him
Honestly.
from your heart.
The true.
This is the true image of God, not Jesus.
A false idol.
He's us. Elihu, the chosen one. God came back, but yet y'all locked him up. His own people, he came back. He came from his own, and yet they knew him not. He came from Harlem. Wagner Projects. Went through the system, knows niggas, knows black people. He knows you. God would know you because you is him and he is you and you is his people. We are so messed up on how we're treating him right now. We should feel like really in our hearts like, oh my God, like this being God should not be going through this. And he's coming and just showing love and giving knowledge and truth.
It's so messed up how we're treating him. It's so messed up. And the only thing that gives me some sanity about what's happening is that it's already written in biblical texts how Yahshua was treated in the Bible. And so it aligns perfectly. And it's a true sign of the Christ. Anybody who comes back and trying to say that they Christ and everybody loves them, that's how you know they're a false prophet. Because it's not the prophecy of when the Christ returns. So imagine what we're saying is true. Just imagine. Just imagine what we're saying is true. Think clearly. What if he was God? Imagine.
Just imagine.
What if he was God? The real God. Think about that. Think about his life. Think about his journey. He had real life disciples teaching divine knowledge of self. Everybody say, oh, he brainwashed y'all. Well, what did he brainwash us to do? What if he was, though? What if he was God?
What if he is God?
Think about that.
What if he is?
Truly.
Just imagine, what if he is?
Y'all really messed up, huh? What if all of this happened as a test? What if this just was a test? I mean, look how everybody fell off. It had to be some sort of test. Before this all happened, as a family, we were manifesting to hit the lottery. We were manifesting a lot of money together. And then all of a sudden, the police come knocking on our door, and he's falsely detained. And look how everybody responded to this test. Look how everybody responded. Come on. It was all a test to see how we would respond. Exactly. The Christ energy can't be confined. You can't stop the truth.
Oh no.
He's free.
Free is free.
He's not confined.
Truly, we're the ones that's locked up because of the suffering and the ignorance that continues on within our minds.
We will
without
suffer
him.
without him. We suffer without God.
Facts.
God isn't suffering. God is free.
God is fine.
We're locked up.
Yep.
Mentally. You think you walking around? You ain't going nowhere. You in God's mind. You in God's imagination. Your ignorance locks you up mentally. We're the ones that's suffering.
Yep.
Look at what's happening in the world. We separated ourselves from God, and what do we expect? We saying, oh, he's not. No, we the ones suffering. Ignorant.
Look at the world today. Lost, confused, blind.
Yes, Soka, aka Jan Marie Hamilton, you are definitely lost, confused, and blind. Y'all peep how I put up Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Chief, life in prison, plus 10 years without the possibility of parole inmate photo over the damn picture frame they got Malia holding up like she's some type of protester holding up a banner.
That's what the Bible, the chapter in the Bible Psalms is about. People crying out to God, God, please come back to us, because people are suffering without God's presence. What happens when when we separate ourselves from God? What happens when we separate ourselves from our own source? what happens? This is all a test.
When we separate ourselves from God, what happens is wars, disease, famines, sickness, ignorance of the mind, insanity, perversions. It's so much corruption within this earth plane today, within America. And you know, everyone's just suppressing all of their demons and shadows. Yet, when this system falls, we will see all that has been suppressed in the real things that people are not addressing.
If he's God, what does this mean for you?
Not Afru, aka Caleb Buckner, saying if he is God, what does this mean for you? She don't even believe the words that she's saying. Y'all, I believe that they truly just saying it because they don't want to go out and get jobs and they feel like they can't go home to their families because they done did too much.
Press 3 if you know he's God. Press 3 again if you know he's God. Have you dedicated yourself to God?
Thank you, Wild Cookie. Wild Cookie said, keep fighting. The truth is known and will be revealed to all the known believers.
Exactly. Facts. He gave us a lot of understandings to ease the suffering and misunderstandings.
Yes, yes. Press 3 if you know he is God.
3.
No, it's something that you don't have to guess. It's something that you know. You have an inner knowing. It came to your mind when you first saw him. You know he the Christ. You know he the Messiah.
Do you put yourself before God? What have you done to help God? What have you done to help God?
Yeah, really though. Are you putting yourself before God? Are you putting your attachments before God?
In
Your
the
job?
churches, in these churches today, where the Yahshua in the Bible was going into these churches today, knocking over tables. It was saying this is not right. The people who go loud and talking loud and doing long prayers, that's not, no. That's the false worship. Everybody who says Lord, Lord does not enter into the kingdom of God. But those who live in truth,
Do God's
spirit
will.
and truth, and who does God's will. But in these churches, they say, have you given your life to Christ? Who want to give their life to Christ today? What does that truly mean, though?
Yeah, what does that mean to give my life to Christ?
What does that truly mean? Because look at how we're treating Christ today. He's here right now. Look at how we're treating Christ today.
And this is a whole opposite.
So when Judgment Day comes and he is revealed to be God, what will you say?
What will be your judgment for yourself?
Yes, Sonny, you are supposed to pray to him. Yes, he hears your prayers. Watch.
Yes,
It's not a game.
This is a God that talks back to you.
We warned you. We're warning all of y'all. We're telling y'all right now, little old us, yes, Eligio Bishop is God, and that's going to be revealed.
Yes.
We're trying to tell y'all.
Yeah.
To see who will get it.
Who was the chosen?
Who gets it? There won't be any excuse for how you treated him.
No.
Oh, can you imagine the people who got him in this situation? First-handed.
Yeah. Lied on God.
Can you imagine their hearts, how heavy it's going to be when they realize he's God and they did that to God? When they went on that stand against God,
and then
knowing he didn't do anything, knowing he's innocent.
Oh gosh, proclaimed that he was God also. Knew that he was God.
The only sin that can't, who knows the only sin that can't be forgiven? The only sin that can't be forgiven is blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. When they sat up there and knew the truth and let go of everything to walk the path to live in truth, and they go on live, online, on the spirit world. This internet is the spirit. I'm not in your phone. This is the spirit world.
This is all
They came on here and went against the truth and what they know is true.
So what have you done for God?
Everything is being recorded.
Your life is
What
supposed
you
to
done
be
for
for
God.
God. Your life is supposed to be for God. That's the only thing you should give your mind and your energy to. And
Everything.
that's why you see with the shadow work that was being done, that what's being exposed is when you apply the knowledge during your higher self, you've seen how all the disciples were in their higher self and the things that they were able to do. And yet you see now they're not even able to speak the word of God because they're living a lie. Their hearts are becoming hardened and callous because they're being recorded by every evil deed, every lie, every time they don't listen to the Holy Spirit.
Matthew 25:31.
So
Somebody said, my God never said he needs help. Who is your God? Who's your God?
yes, who is your God?
Because this is God. Who's your God? Help me understand. We're going to go to Matthew 25
31.
to verse 46. Verse 46. Yes, we're God's sonny. We're God's with the little g. We're God's children. When you have children, aren't your children you? They come from you. We come from God, so we are God's. But there is a source. Okay.
Matthew 25:31.
Oh, wait. 31. Matthew 31.
Yeah, 31 through 46, right?
31.
No.
25,
31
31.
through 46.
Okay.
The sheep and the goats. When the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another, as the shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my mother. Take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothing and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?" The king, Eligio, will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Then he will say to those on his left, "Depart from me, you who cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not invite me in. I needed clothes, and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison, and you did not look after me." They also will answer, "Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or needed clothing or sick or in prison and did not help you?" He will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did not do for the least of these, you did not do for me." Then they will go away to eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life.
Yes.
You taunted God on this day. Let it be recorded.
Your comments, even the little comments that you're writing, all of these comments are recorded, and you're gonna see these comments play back to you with the understanding of, you're gonna be filled with the absolute truth and see your own self, your own character be played back to you, and you're gonna judge yourself. You're gonna be sorry. Everything is recorded.
Everything. And you will be very sorry. So I say to you now, please do not say anything bad against the Christ. Please refrain from any negative thoughts against the chosen one, against God, because you will have to reap the benefits of those words that you say.
We're gonna forgive you. Eligio's gonna forgive you, but you won't forgive yourself.
That's the main question.
Because that unconditional love is going to tell you, come on, it's all good, it's all love, come and join us. And you're going to be like, oh no, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to join the flame of the oneness, the love. It's just love. And it's going to be like, oh, you're going to feel it in your heart, everything that you did. And you're going to say, I'm not worthy. You're going to judge yourself. God brings us out of hell. God doesn't send us to hell and say, oh, you deserve hell. God forgives you. God says, come on. God says, I love you. We talked to Eligio today, and he said, till this day, I will take all of them back and love them and help them and give them understanding on why they did what they did to me, to him. Your heart will convict you if it's not light as a feather. The Medaya scales, your heart's going to be weighed at the end of your life cycle, and it has to be light as a feather for you to cross over. God came to save you, to save your heart, to save your soul, and to save your mind. Your heart must be pure.
Yes.
And pure, it just means in truth and understanding, because
Absolutely.
when you have truth and understanding, you don't do certain things. Love is understanding. You must believe in him. You must believe. For God so loved the world that she gave her only begotten son.
The mother goddess.
Yes.
For he is the son of man.
Yes.
He
The
is
son
God.
of God.
The black woman, his mother, Maria Lucia Isis, is his mother.
Yep. Notice that he was an orphan. Growing up, he was an orphan. Notice that. No parents, no family he grew up in.
Just straight into the system.
He may knew one or two people who looked nothing like him. It's very mysterious. At such a young age, he only seen one picture of his parents. Only one picture of his parents.
And his siblings do not look like him. One of his kind. No grandma.
No uncle.
No cousins.
aunties.
Come on.
No family. Look how he came into this world. Just him. Literally just him by himself. Going up from home to home to home to home to home to home. In the system. Just in the system. Because he didn't have no family. Raised in foster care all his life. Come on. It's very mysterious. At 13 to 19 years old, he was in prison. Out of the orphanage, goes into prison from 13 to 19.
Come on. Totally isolated and separated from this world.
Yes. Very different. He didn't grow up, he didn't grow up how your typical person does. No high school. None of that type of experience. None of that. totally separated and exiled from the world. He was separate from everything.
He's seen through the patterns of society since he was a child. It's like he was an alien dropped onto Earth. And mission save the human race from themselves. And so he is really a divine being that's like an alien.
Yeah, he's like an alien.
He is not human. He's
not from here.
He's like 3-Pac. 2-Pac, but 3-Pac. Come with a message and a word, culture, knowledge. You just never met him. You never been in his presence. You never sat under him and listened to his mind go from the daytime to the night. You never felt his presence and his energy and how peaceful it is, how loving his heart is, how good he is, how pure he is, his intentions, how honest he is. He's the most honest being on this planet.
His presence, though, when I first met him, you can tell he's God in person. When I tell you, I came in Mexico and I pulled up, everybody was in line. The women had their solar panels out, wraps, natural. He's standing at the top and the sun is just beaming on him. And I'm like, really, like, I'm entering heaven. I'm entering the kingdom of God, literally. And his energy is like very familiar energy because he's our source. Because we are living in his mind. We're a figment of God's imagination. We're his children. He has a very familiar energy. It is a very peaceful energy. It's a very calming energy. He doesn't like it because people always try to be their best around him. And they feel judged in his presence because he's so perfect. And everybody just wants to, they kind of stutter step sometimes. That's why you may see people being weird around him sometimes, because those are the people who know who he is. And so they start to like try to be their best and be scared to mess up and scared to make mistakes because they just want to be their best. Imagine being in front of God. Imagine being right in front of God. You can't do anything but just bow a lot of the times. Really, that's how it makes you feel.
So being in God's presence is really something that is life-changing. It makes you want to do the right thing. It makes you want to be perfect in his presence. So because he feels like you're doing that, he's like, don't do that. Be yourself, be honest. And he makes himself human. And makes mistakes so he can feel comfortable in his presence.
Yes, that's where all the stuff sees where like, if he's God, why did he start doing this? And why did he do that? Because motherfuckers was acting weird around him. He tried to make it normal. Can y'all just be normal? Look, I'm like, y'all, look, I know I'm God and everything. Can y'all just be yourselves? That's what he kept telling everybody to do, is to be they self. Be yourself. It's okay. You're going to mess up. Whatever, just be yourself. And it was hard to do that for a lot of people, because that's a lot of people's shadows too, being a condition in Babylon. It, you know, people walk past you, hi, how are you? Good, robotic, when no one really cares about how you feel. And so it's not a culture in Babylon to really be yourself. That's why a lot of people online being themselves.
And everybody really wants to be perfect online. And that's just fake and phony.
And I did want to say one more thing. You see a lot of these people leave and you say, oh, they look happy now. They look like they're being themselves. Yeah, because they couldn't face their demons and see all of their darkness come up in the face of God.
And they're not showing you how they really are, because it's being fake and phony and trying to be perfect for the camera.
You may see them be more peaceful because they're not going through what it takes to fight your demons every day. Generations and years and years and 50 years of generational curses. And you think it's going to happen like that? No, every day you have to fight and say, I choose happiness. I choose truth.
I choose forgiveness.
I choose this. I choose to love myself today.
So it really is something when you're in God's presence of choosing that, because sometimes you'll get in a state of being stuck because of the words that's being told to you or how much truth you're being given. And so people would just stare at him. I know I have. I'll just stare at him and be like, as if he's speaking my mind, and I just in a state of receiving of the Holy Spirit. And so he makes himself be imperfect so that it can make you feel like, okay, you can be relaxed around me, you can mess up, I'm still gonna love you and forgive you, even though I am
uncomfortable
God.
when people are acting like that around you. That even where he is right now, he's like, people always try to do their best when they're around me, like they be cussing each other out and they be trying to like be cool when he comes around.
I remember when we went to Apache and he did Shining Bright and started talking, everyone in the crowd was like
stuck.
This.
When he talks, he makes you stuck in thought and reflection, like a fluoride stare. Like,
are y'all there? Like,
he
are you
blows
okay?
your mind. And I think that process of people getting stuck when he's talking, like, I think that's like old conditioning leaving and new information being put in. I think that's where that fluoride and that stare, feeling comes in. Like, because you're fully putting down a part of yourself to really absorb what God is saying.
And so he will blow your mind.
Yeah.
And because of that, you'll go into a state of life feeling even more like a dream.
A dream state, yes.
And so when you go into this dream state, you start to become lucid because of the words that he's saying. And nothing else matters but him. You don't want to eat, you don't want to drink, you just want to listen to that word because it's so much truth. It feeds you. Because even in the Lord's Prayer, it says, give us our daily bread. That daily bread is knowledge.
He got up every day and taught.
So it makes you feel content and complete and completely pure, and you do not miss anything. You're not, I swear, if you were as a drug addict or someone like, if you guys are drug addicts or alcoholics, you would not feel that in his presence. If you feel like you have sicknesses, that will go away in his presence. I promise you. He puts it all away. And the way he puts things is so simple, and yet it's so life-changing. Like, you can take your, I swear, if y'all have perspectives or mind states that go against yourself, self-limiting, intrusive thoughts, insecurity, anxiety, he will give you a perspective. Traumas from your childhood, he will give you a perspective that truly will heal you in the instant.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The word of God. You should not live by bread alone, but every word that comes from the mouth of God. That's why, because the word of God is fulfilling your soul and feeding your soul. Soul food. Slow food. That's why his videos are hour long, because it's slow food that you got to take in to really heal. The way he puts things is amazing. He makes himself imperfect so he can interact with people. That's why he makes himself imperfect. He's a mastermind. Everything that he did is calculated. He has a lot of self-control. He is truly a mastermind. Everything that you see was mathematically happened. He's very calming, and he makes you feel like a child in his presence. He truly does make you feel like a child. Literally. You must become like a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. Truly. And I know that a lot of people online like to bring up his shadows and try to make his shadow his identity and who he is. But I can tell you from myself, personal experience, okay, that he is one of the most loving people that I've ever met. One of the most compassionate person I ever met. I thought that I was compassionate. No, he is compassionate. He teaches me how to be compassionate. Even people who do him wrong, he has compassion to them. I'm like,
yeah, I have moments like that too. You forgive it? Oh my, yeah, you are the Christ. I remember, you are the Christ.
Unconditional love.
He is very loving, and he gives you back into that pure state as a child. That's so, like, you know how a child would do something and then they just forgive you right next moment and you're friends again? Yeah. That's his heart. Yeah. His heart is very pure and loving, and those people around him, he's making their paradigm shift. Anyone around him, he is making their reality shift into a higher frequency of consciousness and awareness.
Absolutely.
So before we can even get to the higher perspectives of consciousness and awareness, You got to go to the depths
The
of
dark night of the soul.
consciousness. So he says things that triggers your lower self, your traumas, your insecurities, your fears.
I'm glad you're talking about that, because a lot of the things that people see online, like for example, you may see Eligio give all the guys wives, right?
Right.
Give them wives and then take them away from them. Just to show you yourself. Just to show you, he'll give you everything and then take it away to show you that you don't need anything. That you need to love yourself.
Exactly. You're in this relationship for a void. And that's what he was telling me the whole time when I was in the relationship that I was in carbonation, because a lot of the times we'll be interacting with each other, but he'll be like, you have this void. And I knew I had a void because of me always trying to gain some type of attention. And he said, as God is trying to guide me and say, you need to listen and take time to yourself and love yourself, so that you can accept love truly and genuinely, the love for you. And so a lot of times God is going to test you with things that you may desire, yet you might not even desire that after you realize the lesson of why you shouldn't have did it in the first place. He always says this quote, master your desires, or those that offer you your desires will be your master. And so through him interacting with us, he veiled himself. Yet not that good, because he's still the Christ and Messiah. And that's why when you see him go back to Atlanta and in the jewelry and the braids and the grill,
the normalness of society.
He tried to normify himself, if that's even a word. He tried to make himself more normal to like connect to the people, because he comes from New York. Like, you know how people are in New York, they're bold, like loud, real comfortable, normal people. So he loves being a nigga. He loves his roots. He loves his tribe that he comes from. That cloth of listening to Nino Man, look at me, Nino Man, and listening to being like, he really is a divine being, but he came from heaven, and he went through the struggle for our people. And every other culture may have a God that they worship and praise, but who do niggas worship and praise? They always got Jesus on their chain, but he don't look like you. Your real Jesus is this one right here. This is the Christ. So this is who you should be having from your chain. Rappers, singers, all these people that be trying to hang up Jesus in their house or whatnot. This is the real image. So get a chain of this.
And you know, some people be so opposed to Jesus and like, oh, he's just a man, you know. But these rappers got a white Jesus and a big old Cuban link gold chain, a white Jesus tatted on them. Like, what? But so opposed to your own brother being God. Coming with the facts, coming with the feeling that he give off. So opposed to that. Try to resist that, but we'll go and buy a white Jesus on a damn chain.
That is so crazy. Because we worship, because he came for the marginalized. He came for the oppressed.
Yeah.
The hopeless.
Yeah.
The ones that really need God. Niggas.
Obviously, if they worshiping a dead white man, black people, the most gangster people you know, worshiping a dead white man.
And y'all think we crazy because we say the black man is God and he's alive. And I get to talk to him. But I'm the crazy one.
We looking at y'all like y'all brainwashed.
You talking about God gonna come out from the clouds and make everything all right. What work did you do to get to heaven? What test did you overcome? What trials and tribulation did you overcome to keep God's word? Were you Christ-like? Did you keep the commandments? So while you worshiping a dead white man that's never gonna come back, you missing God right here. That's a black man that look and just came just like you. He might look normal. He might feel a little normal, but trust me, in his presence, it's nothing but normal. It's not normal at all. Otherworldly. Y'all talk about the Anunnaki and the Kushites. He the originator of this shit.
We put God in a cell and separated ourselves from God.
Self-hatred.
The programming. It's the programming for me. And that's the shadow work that comes up too. Yes, we see y'all.
Yeah.
How do you know everybody has a white Jesus? You don't know what I got hanging in my house. Even if you don't have a white Jesus hanging up in your house, when you hear the word Jesus, your subconscious mind, which rules 95% of your brain, you conscious, the conscious community saying all this knowledge and say Jesus, the black Messiah, but your subconscious believes in a white Jesus. When a little girl points to a black baby doll and say, that's the bad one and I want the white baby doll. Your subconscious, you type in Jesus on Google, what pop up? Your subconscious mind that rules 95% of your brain, a white Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so hard for people to accept the true image, the true God, the true avatar of this dream.
You can even look at old historical landmarks and it shows resemblance to Eligio. You can see his faces in the Ethiopian Yahashua.
I'm going to Google it too. Go ahead.
So all of this is coming to him because he is the original. You all know that all life originated in Africa. And so we can see that the genetic mutation of God has been transitioned from the truth to a lie.
I didn't even have to press search and look what come up. Let me see if it loads right.
We can search on here too if you want to.
Can we share a screen?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Hold on. We're gonna try to share the screen. Hold on one second. We're new to this way. Share screen. Cool.
What is your thing right here? Okay.
Take it down.
Okay.
Let's
get it. I'm new to this, y'all, so I'm gonna. Can y'all see this chart? No.
Can y'all see the screen?
That's gotta go. Yeah, okay. Good.
Oh, look, it's sharing.
Okay, hold on. I do one thing. This right here. So we don't beat it with neon notes. Okay.
Smart.
All good? Okay.
Yes, let's
go to Google.
Somebody want to say how you know what I got in my how if put Jesus. Let me show you your subconscious mind. What we was programmed with. Jesus.
It don't matter if you tried to change it in your house and try to paint another picture.
Hello.
When you was a kid, this is the image.
Hello. We typed in Jesus. Look at that. Look, go to images. Wow. Really? This is who y'all got on y'all chain. You don't even know who this person is. We don't even know who this person is. Automatically, when you hear the word, your mind goes to that.
Yep.
Now let's Google God.
So we think of God as this.
Wow, this is God? What?
In your subconscious mind.
This is the world that we live in? Really? I think y'all are brainwashed. I think y'all need to get in tune to what we're telling y'all before it's too late. This is the Antichrist. That's supposed to be an Ankh. This is the Antichrist. God, the creator, it is scientifically proven that all humans, the first human beings, originated in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
The Holy Bible has the creation story, but the science shows that all humans come from Africa. No matter you're Chinese, you're white, Asian, Mexican, your ancestor is a black woman and man. So how could this possibly be God?
Mm-hmm.
How could this possibly be God when we see the symbols in ancient Egypt and Nubian? It was a Ankh. So what does this mean?
Who are you praying to? When you worship and sing and praise to Jesus, what vibrational word is that calling upon? What spirit are you calling upon? Because you know words hold power of the tongue. Vibration and tone is everything. You can even hear the tone difference between Yahshua and Jesus. Those are two different frequencies and energies of vibration. When you speak, it feels different. So why would the name of the original Son of God, Yahshua, be changed from Yahshua to Jesus? And then the image from a melanated black man from Africa to a white European man from the north of Jerusalem?
Really?
That they now call the Middle Eastern. But before there was the Middle Eastern, there was just Africa.
Okay. That's we. You can stop sharing. Okay. We just wanted to show y'all that the subconscious programming, it doesn't need to be called the conscious community. It should be called the subconscious community, because that's what we have to heal. That's where all of those stored emotions come from, the triggers and the shadows. Those are all in our subconscious mind. We need to reprogram our subconscious mind. It doesn't matter what you consciously believe. It doesn't matter.
So best believe that God is here. His name is Elohio the Christ. He is God. And so a lot more of what he said is going to become true and prophecy. Everything he was speaking was prophetic.
Yeah.
And so you will see the system.
He prophesied the situation that's happening right now.
He sure has. Y'all say he's in jail. He put himself there. He's fine. He left the system before the system can say, we don't want you in our system. If you see his first video on YouTube, Imagination Productions, it shows how I live and why.
And we posted them on Instagram too.
And Instagram on this page, where you can see how he was in a room, pallet on the floor, dry food in a bag in the corner, on the phone teaching. I don't see a difference.
He already left society.
He already just said, I'm not going to be a part of y'all, and go into the tropics and connect to the source of which I am.
Already free. He already let go of everything.
No attachments to this world. Mind has been liberated and free. Constantly thinking God thoughts. Constantly thinking pure, highest frequency of the sun. Speaks the sun. Speaks what the water could speak to you. What the earth would speak to you. But y'all couldn't listen to that because it's all genetically modified. It's all been changing your DNA. So God had to come into a human form to speak this message to you.
Exactly. And the today's Christians, they're also the Antichrist, because they teach you to praise and worship something that's external of you. They are teaching separation.
Right.
When the Christ consciousness is the understanding that I am everything and everything is me. It is oneness. The oneness. Eligio Bishop has come back to say we are one. His message is
It's self-care time, guys. Check out Amora's Sweets. Unwind in a serene oasis with their eucalyptus 8-ounce soy wax candle. It has a subtle, strong scent that can revive your senses. Handcrafted with pure essential oils, each flicker creates a tranquil atmosphere, perfect for a relaxing evening at home. Or you can also shop their soaps, made with shea butter and coconut oil, which is excellent for hydrating your skin. Check out their website for their full offerings at amorasweets.square.site. This is a small business, guys, owned by a young adult. So let's go ahead and pour back into our community. You can also feel free to hit them up on IG at amoras_sweets.
what? Who knows the main message of his whole journey? 3 words. Who knows it? Type it in the chat.
Who knows it? Who's intelligent?
It starts with an I. The Christ consciousness. Why he started this whole journey. It's probably a lag. I love myself. I love myself. Because when you hear I love myself, when you hear me saying I love myself, your mind and your subconscious mind is saying I love myself, because the subconscious mind doesn't know separation. When you're talking to somebody and you may be talking negative about them, the subconscious takes it as if you're talking to yourself.
So be careful.
Oneness, Jesus, he's us, he is us. He said I am you and you are me. We got to go back to the source. We are one. This earth, we're living in our body. We got to take care of the earth. This earth is us. Your brothers and your sisters is you. Every person that you see is you. How you treat other people is how you're treating God.
Exactly. The 2 commandments. Love thy God with all that heart, mind, and soul. And the second one is just as important as the first. It's to love thy neighbor. My neighbor is a reflection of me, a reflection of God. What type of society do we live in? We live in a society of ignorance that's trapped in the illusion of separation. And so this is where it allows you to hold callous in your heart, hold ignorance in a state of not able to witness and recognize the truth, absolute truth of that I am. And that is the Christ consciousness. And so when I say Eligio is God, I mean that. So
Y'all know it. Y'all know it. And it's so easy and simple to get him out of there. We just have to come together.
that is the truth.
I need a charger. We just got to come together and work to get him out. Simple as that.
Okay.
Eligio came and taught us who we are. He said, you are God. This reality can't exist without you. All is mental.
Cool.
We're in God's mind.
Cool.
And this year, he's going to be coming out. 3 is free, 3 is free, 3 is free.
At all
Say
time.
it.
3 is free until the whole world is free.
3
You
is
the one
free.
locked up. We the ones locked up. Because God is not locked up.
We locked up because we can't see who God truly is. We can't see who God truly is.
3. The number of the universe.
We're warning you.
Mm-hmm. Repent from your ways and go back to nature.
3 is free.
So everything is working for our good.
Mm-hmm.
2025 is the year for us. The chosen ones are the Eligios. So come to Beagle tonight. We're going to have another cool nights of some fascinating of knowing God.
Mm-hmm.
And so come and support us in Beagle Live tonight to do a righteous thing, to get connected to God, to get connected to your source. So donate, don't hate.
Mm-hmm.
Support the cause.
Yep. We'll be live on Beagle tonight.
So stay tuned. Make sure y'all go on there and add us if you haven't, or put your notifications on if you have, so you can be tuned in.